So this is a monthly meditation I'll be offering for 2023, and I'll be doing this the first Saturday of every month. The idea is that we'll start out with some sort of breath work, stretches, so it'll be a combination of all kinds of different things, journaling, and eventually each month, part of the meditation will be sitting in silence for a little bit. And each month, I'll be building on that time a bit as we start to advance into the practice as a group. So working towards a little bit longer silent meditation each month. All right, let's get started. So I'm just going to mute everybody's microphones just to avoid some disturbances. If this does knock you out of the meeting, please rejoin and I'll turn that feature off. Okay, so yeah, just working out a few technical, oh, we did lose somebody. Okay, I'll leave that on. It seems like everyone has their microphone off. So yeah, I'm so honored that everyone took the time this Saturday to come join this space, and I'm so happy to have you all here and begin this meditation together. So we can get started with some light stretches. I invite you to close the eyes if that feels good for you. If at any point closing the eyes brings you sense of anxiety, I invite you to always open up the eyes and come back to the space. Sometimes closing eyes or some breath work can bring up feelings of anxiety, and if that does happen, you're always invited to just open the eyes and come back to the space. So let's close down the eyes, and today's meditation will have a focus on listening. I think as we move into the new year, it's a nice time to reflect on the past year, and sort of a way that I like to reflect is to listen. And listening can help. If you listen to yourself, you can listen to the people around you, you can listen to the world around you, and you can gain so much information, and that can help you to move from a space of intention and gratitude rather than a space of a sort of reaction and taking what comes at you. So that's why I thought that listening was an appropriate intention for today's practice. So I invite you to close down the eyes, and we'll take some gentle stretches to begin. So maybe you bring the chin in towards the chest. We'll take some neck circles and trace out the left collarbone with the chin, rolling the neck towards the left side of the room, and traction the left ear towards the left shoulder, maybe feeling a nice stretch along the right side of the neck. Then gently rotating the neck backwards towards the back body and along the back side of your body towards the right, allowing right ear to traction towards right shoulder, and feeling maybe a stretch along the left side of your neck. Then gently tipping the head downwards and tracing out the right collarbone with the chin until you've come back to center with the chin in towards chest. Let's switch out the direction of the next circle. Circle the chin along the right collarbone, right ear finds right shoulder, maybe feeling a nice stretch along the left side of the neck, gently dropping the head back along the back side of the body and rolling the neck until the left ear meets left shoulder. Then gently tipping the head towards the front and finding the chin in towards chest. Then maybe you take the hands and bring them to the back of the neck, and take an opportunity here to maybe self-massage out the neck, just releasing any tension. Maybe if you spend some time during the week sitting at a desk or anywhere else, it can build up a lot of tension in the neck, so just allow that to release a bit. And then maybe using the hands to assist the neck back up into a neutral space. So here we can take some gentle shoulder shrugs just to help posture during meditation. So starting with shrugging the shoulders towards the ear, take a deep inhale through the nose, and as you do, bring shoulders towards ears, filling up the lungs, and on an exhale, drop the shoulders back to neutral, finding a tall spine. On your next inhale, bring shoulders into ears, finding maybe a little bit more length in the spine. Exhale, release, shoulders drop back to a neutral position. One more time, inhale, shoulders come towards ears. Exhale, drop shoulders back to the neutral position. And then use this time to take some shoulder shrugs forward, so rolling the shoulders towards the front of the room. And switch directions. Move the shoulders towards the back of the room. And maybe using this opportunity to further straighten out the posture and the spine and find a nice tall, even spine as you prepare for meditation. So we'll get started with our breathing exercises. Before we do, I invite you to take any last movements or adjustments before you settle into meditation. I encourage a seated meditation, and if sometimes seated can be a little bit tricky on joints, and if that's the case, I invite you maybe to lean against a wall. That can help with the posture. Or option to take a meditation in Shavasana, lying down. The one thing about that is sometimes it's hard to stay awake. So if that's the case, might be a little bit of extra exercise in presence today. So our first exercise is going to be a box breathing exercise. And what this is a 4-part breath. So we'll inhale for a count of 4. We'll hold at the top for a count of 4. And then we'll exhale for a count of 4. And then we'll hold at the bottom for a count of 4. So I invite you to take a cleansing breath before we start the box breathing. So let's all take an inhale as a group. And exhale, open mouth, let it go. For the box breathing, all of it will be through the nose. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the top, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the bottom, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the top, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the bottom, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the top, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. And let's take one more round. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the top, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. Allow your breathing to return to normal, maybe taking in an inhale with the nose and an exhale also with the nose. Notice how you feel after the first breathing exercise. Evening out the breath can really help to bring a sense of calm into the body and engage feelings of relaxation, and can be very helpful in the morning to ground before your day as well as before bed to help with sleep. Our second breathing exercise will be a bit of a breath retention. So this one will help to expand the lung capacity and build cardiovascular system. So I'll explain first before we start. And what this will be is it'll be a 2-part exercise. So the first part of the exercise will be an inhale followed by a hold at the top. So I invite you to hold as long as you are able to. Don't listen to my cues necessarily for that. I want you to try to listen to your own body when you feel you need to release the practice. And then we'll release that, return to a normal breath. And the second part of the breathing exercise will be an inhale followed by an exhale with a hold at the bottom. So a hold at the bottom can be very uncomfortable, and I'm still working on that a lot myself. It's sort of something we don't normally practice much in regular sort of sports that we do day to day. So that one can be a little more uncomfortable, so listen to your body when you need to release the practice. So let's get started with the inhale with the hold at the top. Bring a deep inhale, and at the top, try to sip in just a little bit more air so the lungs are really on full. And hold. So sometimes I think about the inhale as the breath as a way of interacting with the world around us. And I think an inhale is sort of a way that we bring the world around us in. We can absorb information from the space around us. And when we hold at the top, in a way, to me, that's sort of something that I think of as a way of processing the information around us. So it's a time when we can sit with what we've absorbed and maybe listen. So if you've released the practice, just allow your breath to return to normal. Even inhales and exhales through the nose. And I invite, if you're still holding the practice, don't let me rush you. We'll take a cleansing breath together before we start the second part of that breath. So let's all take an inhale, and exhale, let it go. So beginning the second part of that breath retention, inhale, exhale, release. And at the bottom, release just a little bit more air so you're really on empty, and hold. Again, releasing the practice whenever you feel ready. So I think when we inhale, if we're absorbing information, and at the top of the space between the inhale and exhale, if we're listening, when we exhale, in a way we're releasing part of ourself back into the space around us. And maybe in that space between the exhale and the inhale, where we can observe how are we being received by the world around us. So if you are still with the practice, again, don't let me rush you. We can slowly transition into regular breath if you have released. So just gentle inhales and exhales, trying to keep the inhales and exhales the same length. And now that we've done some breathing, I invite a bit of silence into our practice today. So just letting that absorb and resonate within the body. Gently bring your awareness back into the space. Notice how the body feels after sitting. Maybe you notice how the temperature of the air feels on your skin. Or any sounds you might hear in the room around you. Maybe you take a moment of gratitude for the space that holds you today, and to yourself for showing up on a Saturday morning and hopefully finding a place of grounding that can bring a sense of calm and peace into your weekend. Let's all take a deep inhale together. Sipping in a little bit of extra air at the top, maybe taking the deepest breath that you've taken today. And open mouth exhale, move the air through. Allow the breath to return to its regular rhythm. And maybe you gently, as we transition out, start to move the fingers and the toes. Maybe finding, I like to rub my hands along my thighs as I move out of meditation to ground me back into the space that I'm in. And just taking any little movements that feel good. Maybe taking some cat-cows with the spine. And tractioning the heart towards the back of the room. And then moving through a bit of a seated cow shape where the heart peels forwards towards the front of the room. And when you're ready, and don't let me rush you, gently open the eyes and bring yourself back into your space. And we'll move through some journaling prompts. So if you have it, slowly and sweetly grab any paper or journal or pen. You don't have to write in a journal if that doesn't speak to you today. You can also just think about the prompts if that feels better. So the first prompt that I will give today is, where in your life do you feel called to listen more? And I will share these in the chat in case anybody misses them. The second question is a little bit longer. So if you are ready for the second question, if you're in a flow with the first question, stay there, please. The second question is in the chat. So write about a time that second question is, write about a time where someone listened to you. How did they make you feel heard? How did that make you feel? So again, just to repeat the question. Question 1 is, where in your life do you feel called to listen more? And question 2 is, write about a time where someone listened to you. How did they make you feel heard? How did that make you feel? So we are about at 9:30 now. I thank you all so much for showing up today and sharing your energy with this space today. It makes me so happy that everyone came out, and I hope that you all feel a sense of relaxation and deeper listening from this meditation. So yeah, I will be offering these monthly and encourage everyone interested to join. And if you know anybody else that would benefit from weekend meditations, please share this with them as well. The more the merrier. And yeah, so I'll leave the space open. If anyone has any questions or wants to chat, hang out, I invite that. Totally optional. If you have to go, feel free to drop off. And I hope you enjoy your Saturday and your weekend. Thank you so much.